This is the Wyze Air Purifier with Allergen Filter. My first impression was that it looks clean and modern without taking over the room, and it didn't feel bulky the way some large room purifiers do. I bought it because allergies in my home were getting out of hand, and I wanted something quiet enough for the bedroom but strong enough for my living room. I also needed Wi-Fi controls so I could start it when I was away. I was skeptical about whether I'd notice a real difference, and I worried about noise at night and the cost of replacement filters. That's where I started. Setup was simple. I plugged it in, opened the Wyze app, connected it to Wi-Fi, and that was it. No weird hoops to jump through. From my experience, the app matters a lot more than I expected. I can switch modes, change fan speed, set a schedule, and check my air quality from the couch or when I'm out. Voice control through Alexa and Google worked as advertised, which sounds like a small thing, but it's nice when my hands are full and I can just tell it to start cleaning. Key features that made a difference for me are the HEPA 13 filter, the ultra-quiet sleep mode rated at 21 dB, the coverage for large rooms up to about 550 square feet, the laser particle sensor on the back, auto response mode, and the smart Wi-Fi control. HEPA 13 is a high-grade filter designed to capture tiny particles that trigger allergies. The brand claims 99.97% removal of common airborne junk like pet hair, pollen, dust, dander, and smoke. That lines up with my experience. I have a shedding dog and the usual dust that builds up on shelves. After a couple of weeks, I noticed less dust settling and fewer sneezes in the morning. It didn't turn my home into a sterile bubble, but the difference in how the room felt and smelled was obvious, especially during high pollen days. Noise was my biggest concern, and I'm happy with it. On the highest fan speed, you can hear it, but it's a steady, non-buzzy white noise that I find easy to ignore when I'm cooking or cleaning. On sleep mode, it's whisper quiet. The 21 dB claim matches what my ears feel at night. I can sleep just fine with it running a few feet away. It's perfect for bedrooms if you want airflow without that fan hum that keeps you up. The laser particle sensor deserves a quick explanation. It's basically a tiny counter that samples the air and sees how many microscopic particles are floating around. The purifier uses that data to show air quality in the app and to adjust itself in auto response mode. In simple terms, if the air gets dirty, it speeds up, and when the air clears, it slows back down. From my experience, this feature is legit. When I cooked, the sensor picked up the change quickly, the fan ramped up on its own, and a little while later it went back to quiet. I didn't have to babysit it or guess which speed to use. One tip: the sensor is on the back, so don't press the unit tight against a wall. I keep a little space behind it so it can read the room properly. Coverage has been solid in my home. The living area is just under 500 square feet, and it handled that space without feeling underpowered. Air felt lighter and less stale after a few hours of running on auto, and if we had guests or cooked something heavy, I'd bump it to high for a bit and then let auto take over. If your space is a lot bigger than 550 square feet or you have lots of separate rooms, you might need to move it around or consider a second unit. For a single large room, it meets the mark. Smart controls are more than a gimmick here. I'll often start it from the driveway so the room feels fresh by the time I bring in groceries. Scheduling is handy too. I set it to go low overnight and let auto handle daytime. Voice control through Alexa and Google is responsive. I just say, "Turn on the air purifier," or "Set the purifier to sleep mode," and it listens. Not having to walk over and fiddle with buttons is a small daily win. I also want to talk about the elephant in the room: maintenance costs. Filters aren't free. The app tracks filter life and will nudge me when it's time to swap. How often you replace it depends on your air quality and how hard you run the unit. If your home has pets, smoke, or lots of pollen, expect to replace more frequently. In my opinion, this is the only real downside. The purifier itself is priced fairly for what it does, but you do need to budget for filters. On the flip side, the strong auto mode helps because it doesn't waste energy blasting all day when the air is already clean. Build quality feels solid. The controls are straightforward, the airflow is smooth, and the design blends in. I like that it draws air from the room and pushes it up and out so the clean air spreads well. It's light enough to move, so I've used it in the bedroom at night and the living room during the day. If you have pets, you'll still need to vacuum, but I found I was dusting less often, and my eyes didn't get as irritated after long days indoors. From my experience, the claims about catching smoke and odors are fair as long as you give it time and choose the right mode. For light kitchen smells or a blown-out candle, it clears the air faster than any window draft I have. For stronger odors, high speed plus some time does the trick. If someone in your home is sensitive to smoke or dander, the difference is noticeable. It's perfect for anyone who wants cleaner air without a lot of fiddling. People with allergies, pet owners, and folks who want a quiet purifier that just works in the background. If you like smart home gear, the app and voice control seal the deal. If you hate app setups or don't care about Wi-Fi, you can still use the onboard controls and be happy. I'd recommend this for large bedrooms, living rooms, studio apartments, or a home office where noise and clean air both matter. If you're chasing relief during pollen season or you're tired of wiping dust off surfaces every other day, this hits the sweet spot. If you need to cover a massive open space, you might consider multiple units or moving it around based on where you spend time. In my opinion, Wyze balanced the important stuff here: real filtration, smart auto response, quiet operation, and controls that fit everyday life. It's not the cheapest to maintain because of filters, but the performance makes the ongoing cost feel justified. The comfort of waking up without a scratchy throat and the ease of letting it manage itself made it worth it for me. In conclusion, the Wyze Air Purifier with Allergen Filter is a strong, reliable choice that actually improves daily comfort. The HEPA 13 filter, 21 dB sleep mode, laser particle sensor, and app control come together in a way that feels practical, not flashy. From my experience, it delivers on the promise of cleaner air and keeps the process simple. If you've been on the fence, this is the one I'd put on your shortlist. If this video helped, please subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.